about gold hitting a new all-time high. We certainly can't ignore the fact that the yellow metal keeps going high, and there was news flow out of Saudi Arabia today that they've got twice the amount of gold that was initially anticipated, and it shows that emerging market economies are accumulating the yellow metal as part of their reserve status. Greg, your perspective?
Yes, not only emerging market, but the Middle Eastern countries have always had a love affair with gold, and they have been quietly accumulating the metal. But I think it's important to keep in perspective the news out of China. You know, when we woke up this morning, we came in, our futures market was up nearly 2%. Again, it's China, all on the back of China. Other than the recent European credit, sovereign credit crisis, we had, you know, the markets came down on the fact that China was looking to slow down its economy because it was growing too quickly. They had a property bubble. Now I think what China is telling you today, that they're a little more confident that the economy is recovering and that they can make these moves. But I also think it's political, in that trying to deflect some criticism at the coming G20 meeting, and they'll be able to say, now look, we've taken this decision to make our currency a lot more flexible. But I think what we've seen lately is that gold has been, the real price of gold is going up. Certainly the real price against the basket of commodities. If you take gold against industrial metals, and you take gold against generally against commodities as a basket, then the gold price has been certainly, it's been doing very well.
It's up 15% from the beginning of this year.
Yes,
gold.
But if you look how it's performed, you would have seen, you know, I think the index of the shipping, the Baltic Dry Index, is certainly in May 2008, it peaked at an all-time close to 12,000. I think it bottomed at something like 1,600, nearly lost 90% of its value.
So what's your investment strategy around gold then? Are you exposed via the new gold ETF, or do you venture into the gold stocks that have their own set of problems in South Africa?
We're exposed both through the ETF, through new gold, as well as through the gold mining companies. Now, let's be honest, investing in gold mining companies has been a poor investment over time, because certainly in South Africa the costs are very high. But what is happening now globally is that because the input costs for gold mines, so oil and steel, that has come down, their operating margins are going up, and as the underlying price of the metal continues to rise, that will start to do good things for their profit potential.
Which gold stocks are you exposed to, Greg?
Well, I like Anglo Gold very much, and also have some exposure to Gold Fields. Harmony is an investment you should have if you're expecting the rand to fall out of bed, which it hasn't been doing. So of course that has been an underperformer. But of course, you know, the idiot's guide to currencies, that if emerging markets are doing well, then the rand will continue to do well. But if things start to go pear-shaped in China, and that will have a knock-on effect, then certainly if the rand would start to weaken, then you can expect shares like Harmony to really outperform. But I do believe investors should be exposed to gold for part of their portfolio.
And just before we close out, we've got time to get your view on the financials. How are you placed with financials? Standard Bank is a popular stock among many fund managers out there. Is it one that you also back?
Well, that's the core stock, I think, in the banking venture, and you know, they sit with a lot of cash, and the investment by the Chinese into the bank gives them a good footprint into Africa. So I think if you were to look at any one of the top 3 or 4 banking stocks, I think that, you know, with Nedbank there's always the possibility of corporate action, no matter how much they keep denying it. But,
and they do continue to deny it, don't they?
And they do keep, yes. But one day we might wake up and find that they have different owners.